Today, we're diving into Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the global anime sensation that basically broke the internet. If you've never watched Demon Slayer before, oh my god, you're in for a treat. I'll walk you through what this story is all about and why it blew up everywhere. Like, we're talking record-breaking levels of hype. And if you're already part of the Demon Slayer cult, hi fellow stans, I bet you'll want to rewatch the whole thing after hearing the points I'm gonna highlight today. Trust me, there's so much to appreciate on a second, or third, or 10th watch. Alright, let's go! First up, let's talk about the story behind Demon Slayer. The setting? Japan's Taisho era, kinda like the early 1900s with kimonos and swords, but also vibes. We meet Tanjiro, the sweetest cinnamon roll of a boy who sells charcoal to support his fam. One day, he comes back from the mountains and bam, his entire family's been brutally slaughtered by demons. And to make things worse, his little sister Nezuko is still alive, but now she's a demon too. Instead of giving in to despair, Tanjiro sets out on a mission to turn his sister back into a human, and joins the Demon Slayer Corps, a badass squad of sword-wielding warriors who slice demons for breakfast. Together with his quirky, lovable teammates, he faces off against terrifying demons and works toward taking down the ultimate big bad, Muzan Kibutsuji, the Demon King himself. At its core, Demon Slayer is all about Tanjiro fighting alongside his fellow Demon Slayers, forming bonds, and slicing his way through darkness to protect the ones he loves. And now, let's talk about why this anime became a global phenomenon. Point number 1. Classic shonen vibes with a modern twist. One of the biggest reasons Demon Slayer hit so hard, it absolutely nails that weekly shonen jump formula we all grew up loving, and somehow still feels totally fresh. Our boy Tanjiro isn't just fighting for power or revenge. His mission is simple, pure, and totally heart-wrenching. Turn his demon sister back into a human. He's up against demons, straight up evil beings, but here's the twist. The show actually makes you feel for the enemies too. Like, why am I crying over a villain's tragic backstory? This mix of black and white justice with morally grey emotions is one of the reasons Demon Slayer resonates so deeply with fans all over the world, from the West to across Asia. And let's not forget the peak jump structure. Training arcs? Check. Insane boss battles? Absolutely. Found family and friendship power-ups? Always. Painful backstories and major character growth? Yes, please. It's like if Naruto, Dragon Ball, and One Piece had a beautifully animated love child, and that child also made you cry. Point number 2. Peak Japanese aesthetic, swords, settings, and stylish kanji moves. Another reason Demon Slayer stands out? It's soaked, and I mean soaked, in Japanese culture and aesthetics. The whole thing is set in the Taisho era. Think traditional kimonos, old school architecture, misty forests, and vibes straight out of a samurai film. It's dripping with that vintage Japan fantasy feel, and overseas fans who are into samurai or feudal Japan themes? Yeah, they're eating this UP. And let's talk about the Nichiren swords. Each blade is unique, colorful, and tied to the wielder's power and personality. Anime merch heaven, basically. Then there's the move names like water breathing or flame breathing, written in beautiful kanji, shouted with maximum anime intensity. Even if you don't understand a word of Japanese, it sounds epic and looks even cooler on screen. This blend of traditional Japanese culture with high energy battle action creates a vibe that's totally unique. It's not just another fight anime, it's a love letter to Japan's spirit, but with boss battles and demon decapitations. Point number 3. The anime glow-up that shook the world. Let's be real, one of the biggest reasons Demon Slayer went ultra mega viral worldwide? That god-tier anime adaptation. Like seriously, Ufotable didn't just animate the manga, they ascended it. We're talking next level visuals, jaw-dropping fight choreography, elemental effects that feel like you're watching an art museum explode in real time, The animation is so clean, so fluid, and so emotionally charged, it basically turned every episode into an experience. Especially episode 19, yeah, you know the one, Hinokami. The moment it dropped, Anime X lost its mind. People were calling it a god tier episode, and honestly, facts. Then there's the movie, Mugen Train. Not just a hit, a full-on global phenomenon. It shattered box office records in Japan, North America, Asia, Europe. Like, hello? A shonen anime movie doing numbers like that? Insane. Oh, and can we please talk about the OP? When Lisa hit us with Gorenje, it was a whole spiritual awakening. That opening song still gives me goosebumps. Even now, years later. That's how iconic it is. Bottom line, Demon Slayer isn't just an anime. It's a full-blown visual and emotional experience. And the animation? Straight up art. And that's a wrap on everything I had to share about what makes Demon Slayer so dang amazing. But hey, the story's not over yet. The anime hasn't reached the end, and the upcoming Infinity Castle arc is coming as a 3-part movie event. Yes, 3 movies. And it's gonna be absolutely epic. So if you haven't jumped on the Demon Slayer hype train yet, now's the perfect time. Let's ride this wave together and scream total concentration breathing, like our lives depend on it. Alright, that's it from me today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!